Hi, Gilles Sweet. It's Mr. Krivak, and today's Tuesday, April 21st, 2020. Welcome back to Crafting with Krivak. Boys and girls, as you can see, I'm wearing my reverse tie-dye shirt that we made together last time in the bathtub. So you can see that all the cool designs that end up coming from that, that time that I made it. Pretty neat. All right, boys and girls, as you saw with the title, today we're going to be doing a surprise rainbow art project. And there's going to be a couple things that you're going to need. All right, first, the most easy thing that you're going to need are some washable markers. Okay, so since we're making a rainbow, you want to have all of your rainbow colors. You're also going to need a permanent black marker or a Sharpie. So I have kind of a thicker one and also a regular size one. You're going to need some scissors. You're going to need an eyedropper. And then you're going to need 2 glasses of water, just cold water. I'm actually using some jars that I had. And then you're going to need some paper towels also. The last thing you're going to need is some kind of tray or dish to put your paper towels in to dry. So I have this pan. You can use something like a lasagna pan or even a tray, or even a baking sheet would work as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper towel, and I've got a section like this big, and I'm going to fold it in half long ways, or a hot dog fold like this. All right. Now, we can see that it's pretty long, and I don't need it to be that long. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut maybe 2 inches, 2.5 inches off of the end. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to start with my rainbow colors, and I'm going to color a rectangle on one end with the rainbow color. So I'm going to start with red, because that's the first color of the rainbow. And I'm going to go over it kind of darkly like that, or dark. So there's red. My next color is going to be orange. And then you probably guessed the next one, yellow. Just like at school, we have red day, orange day, yellow day. Now we have the G, or green. And blue. And I don't have indigo, so I'm just going to skip to violet. All right, so you can see that I have my colors along the one end. Now I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do the exact same on this side. So I have red at the top. I'm going to start with red up at the top here. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do red first. Then orange. I'm just going to repeat the rainbow pattern. And I'm going to do that with each color going down. So when I'm finished, this is what I'll end up with. Now, this is what we need the water for. I'm going to set this one to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it folded. I'm going to leave the hot dog fold. And I'm going to take one end of the paper towel and very carefully I'm going to set it into the 1 cup of water. I don't want to go down too far, just enough to get the paper towel wet. Okay, and there. That's plenty. Now, I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to move my cup a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and very carefully, I'm going to set it into the water. There it goes. Now, both ends are in the water, and I'm going to let it be for about 10 to 15 minutes. And you can watch it during this time. You're going to watch the water colors, or you're going to watch the water take the color and it's going to grow across this paper towel to the other side. And if you sit here and watch it, you can very slowly watch the rainbow start to grow. Now, while that's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and show you the next rainbow art project that I think is a lot of fun. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take 2 paper towels, this size, and I'm going to fold it in half. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trace the outline of a rainbow. And I'm going to use, for this, I'm going to use a Sharpie marker. All right, so I want to make this one really big. Okay, and when you're making this rainbow, you want to press kind of hard on the marker because you want it to go through to the other side of the paper towel. So I'm actually going to go over the line twice. And let's see if that helped. See how I can see a little bit of it? So I need a little bit more over here. So I'll trace this side again. I'm going to press a little bit harder and see if that helped. There we go, much better. All right, so now I'm going to do the next line. I'm going to keep doing this for each color. So there's our first one. And then I'm going to do it again. And remember, for this, you cannot use a black washable marker. You have to use a Sharpie. Let's go back and take a look at the other project. You can see how it's starting to grow in between both glasses of water? So it's getting there. All right, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to draw my next one. Now I'm going to do this a couple more times. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the paper towel over, and I'm now going to take my rainbow colors, my washable markers, and I'm going to start to color inside these lines. So, and I don't need to color all the way in between. I'm just going to go in the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm going to do this, a red, then orange. And again, I'm just going to stay to the middle of those black lines. Okay, then yellow. And after the yellow, let's check on the other one to see the other project and see how it's doing. My other rainbow art project. Okay, let's go back over to the jars, and we can see that there's still a little bit of white, but look how the rainbow is slowly stretching over. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing this, and what I'm going to end up with is something like this. Here's my finished rainbow. I even put a sun, and then I can flip it over, and I can see on the inside I have my colors. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tray, and I'm going to put my rainbow art inside the tray. I'm going to take another glass of water, and I'm going to take my eyedropper, and I'm going to fill my eyedropper up with water, and I'm going to put little drops of water on top of my rainbow. I don't want to do a whole lot of water. I just want to get it a little bit wet. So I'm going to do this for each section of the rainbow. And I have to be careful because, again, if I put too much water on, it just takes a lot longer to dry. So the least amount of water you can do, the better. Now I wonder, and you guys are going to have to check this out, but I wonder why Mr. Krivak used permanent black marker or Sharpie marker for the outline of the rainbow. And then washable markers for the inside part of the rainbow. I think it's gonna have something to do with how paper towels absorb and soak up liquid. So it's kind of like a little bit of science. And you probably just heard my Trixie in the background, my cat. Okay, now I can see I need to get the blue a little bit more. All right, now what you can start to see happening is you can see that the colors, the rainbow colors from underneath, are starting to bleed through onto my other rainbow. So I'm going to leave this sit until this is dry, and once it's dry, I'm going to take it out and I'm going to lift up the top cover and I'll have my magical rainbow art. I'm also going to move this to the side, and boys and girls, if we go back to the first one I made, check it out. The white part is pretty much gone. My rainbow has now stretched from this glass of water over to this glass of water. Pretty cool. Boys and girls, I hope you had a nice time today watching Mr. Krivak with the rainbow art, and I hope you have a chance to make some art of your own. Have a great day.